Tomorrow, we are going to interview One Direction. And we started speaking about this yesterday on the show. And what we wanted to do with this interview is do something different. And we were trying to think, what can we do? Because we don't want to just do a straight-up interview with One Direction. Because they don't need to do that, and we're Radio 1, we don't need to do it. So we thought we'd think of something fun to do. I messaged Harry, right, to see if he had any great ideas. I said, I'm sure you don't want to do just another straight interview. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to listen to how rubbish his two ideas were? One... Right, listen to how... These are the worst... Sorry, Harry, these suck. One, he said...
How about interviewers upside down?
Well, that won't make any difference for the radio, will it?
And health and safety nightmare.
And health and safety nightmare. So, an interview upside down. That was idea number one.
Okay.
Oh, Harry.
Just a normal interview upside down. We could be upside down right now. You'd never know, because we're on the radio. Idea number two... Interviewers
in a library.
Why?
What?
Those were his two ideas. So...
Stick to the day job, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, so we've avoided those. And he said, oh, yeah, I'll put them to the team. No. But we've come up with a good idea, I think. And the reaction yesterday on Twitter proves that this is a better idea than interviewing them in a library. What would that be? Why would that matter? So our idea was, because they've been interviewed, a lot of times all over the world, but they've not really been interviewed or never been interviewed by their fans, the people who, dedicate their lives to them and give them all their money and travel across the world to go and see them and, base their life around loving One Direction. So what we thought we'd do is get the fans to take control of this interview. So we are looking for 10 questions from fans of One Direction, 10 questions that they have never been asked before. So not like, how was your tour? Like stuff that they've never ever been asked that's going to make them think and give great answers that you'll get and you'll be like, ooh, good, glad I asked that one. So we asked for 10 questions. Now, I don't know what the latest figure is, Vic, and maybe you can help me out with this, but we put out this Twitter, the hashtag was 1D on Grimmy. That was the hashtag. If you want to put a question to One Direction, we have until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we're going to shut down that hashtag. Yesterday when I came and saw Scott in the office around 3 in the afternoon yesterday, between the time of the Radio 1 Breakfast Show and 3 in the afternoon, there was 93,000 tweets.
Wow.
So I imagine that's gone up. I mean, that wasn't even like 12 hours. That was like 5-6 hours, something like that. So there was 93,000 questions. So Fiona is going to go through all those questions today, and she's going to find the best 10 questions, and we're going to put them to One Direction tomorrow, and you'll get to hear what happened Monday morning on the Radio 1 Breakfast Show. Now, I did the One show last night, and Alex Jones was on. We love Alex Jones. We spoke to her yesterday on the show. Alex's question for One Direction is this. Now, if you're avoiding dairy, what nice drink do you drink when you need some comfort? I was like, that's not a real question. Also, that was a bit not a bad Welsh accent, that wasn't it?
We'll get there.
Not that one, Alex. Better questions than that. What do you do when you're avoiding dairy if you fancy a nice comforting drink? 1D on Grimmy is our hashtag. If you have a burning question that you need to get to One Direction, then the hashtag is 1D on Grimmy. They are going to be doing as well a live lounge tomorrow, so we're going to go and see them. Are we doing it pre or post live lounge?
Pre-live lounge.
Pre-live lounge. So this is going to be like the live lounge warm-up.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So we're going to go and catch up with them tomorrow. They're going to be doing a live lounge on Greg's show tomorrow, which you'll hear. And then you will hear our interview, well, your interview with them on Monday morning on the show. Monica's been on, hashtag 1D on Grimmy. What's your favourite form of cheese? Grated, melted or sliced?
No,
that's not where we're going.
Come on.
If we had I'm kind of interested in that, if I'm honest.
I know, I'm a bit...
I'm not mad at that question. Tina's looking at me because Tina's coming from the Jeremy Paxman angle.
Well, do you know, it's funny because this was trending all day yesterday, so there are actually news articles about the funniest questions.
Yeah.
Here's one 1D on Grimmy. Does Harry wrap his hair up in a towel after he's washed it?
What, like your mum when she's got out of the shower and she makes a towel turban?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can ask. Yeah, that's quite good actually.
I did save that one in the.
Did you?
In the
I'm not seeing it myself, but I'm guessing yes.
Oh, there's just too many questions.
So many questions. Does it have to be 10 or can it be 1,000?
Oh,
Just 10.
Just 10 questions. What is your favourite form of cheese? Grated, melted, or sliced?
mine's grated.
I think I'd go grated.
Yeah.
Out of those 3 options. I just feel like melted cheese is worse for you, don't you?
Yeah, because it just feels.
If I see it melted, I'm like, oh, I'm not eating that. Just eat this regular chunk that's not melted. But we have, we're going to play a song. Should play some Mumford & Sons. And then we have some questions that should not be asked to One Direction. So one's to avoid how not to do an interview, basically. But if you have any ideas, the hashtag 1D-on-Grimmy. We'll put those questions to One Direction tomorrow, and you'll hear them Monday morning on this show. Right, Ariana Grande is on the way this morning. After 8 o'clock this morning, you're going to get to hear our interview with her. And Scott Mills is coming to see us this morning. We love Scott Mills, don't we?
Is that nice, isn't it? Is that nice? Yeah.
Then tomorrow, we are going to be going over to interview One Direction. Now, will you be nervous about this?
Massively.
Will you?
Yeah, of course.
Why? They're nice.
Yeah, but it's good to be. Yeah, I will be nervous.
They're like the most nice, normal people you can interview.
The most nice. Yeah, they're big, and I will be nervous. Will you be nervous?
No.
Oh, come on, relax. Yes, you will.
I, honest to God, won't be nervous.
I bet you go red.
I will not go red.
You'll go red like you went red with Justin Bieber.
No, I went red with Justin Bieber because I hate an awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
And he was
That
being a
the
little
main
bit
reason I went
difficult.
red. Yeah, okay.
He was a little spiky at the start. And the pressure's on, you know, there's all people, and Americans, I always think, get my nerves a little bit.
The pressure will be on tomorrow. You better be on your A game.
No, they'll be all right tomorrow. They're easygoing. They'll plod in and sit down. It's a bit more our speed.
How many times have you interviewed them?
Don't know. 6? 5? Not
that's
loads. They've not actually been in this building,
We know.
have they? They've not like been in on the show. Anyway, but we'll go and interview them tomorrow, but we're going to take your questions. The hashtag is 1D on Grimmy. And this is... I'm just getting emotional. This has really, really kicked off online. Like people are there's hundreds of thousands of tweets. Legit. But we thought we'd give some pointers. If you've not sent in your question yet, this is like not what to do. This is Cara Delevingne being interviewed by Good Morning America recently about her film.
So the movie is based on a best-selling book by John Green. Did you get a chance to read it, or do you even have time to sit and read? These days you're so busy.
No, I never read the book or the script, actually. I kind of winged it.
Yeah, that's not the reaction we want, because I'm going to have to be there with these questions. And we have 10 questions. Don't ask that, and don't ask this.
You do seem a bit irritated. Perhaps it's just us.
No, I think it's just you.
If that happens, I will go red, Fifi.
Oh, please don't do this.
Now, I do like this question. Do you remember Mrs. Merton? Do you remember that? So basically, if you're 12, Mrs. Merton was a character on the telly where a wonderful actress, Caroline Aherne, would dress up as an old lady, nice old lady, and interview people in like a set that was like like an old nana's house. And she would ask, you know, spiky questions that you won't think a nana was going to ask. And it was a great show, wasn't it? It's very good. This is her talking to, what's her name? Debbie McGee. Mm-hmm. Debbie McGee, who, of course, is married to Paul Daniels, the millionaire magician.
What first, Debbie, attracted you to the millionaire Paul Daniels?
That's a classic.
Nice. Good question.
That is a classic. Chris Stark talking to Mila Kunis. Another great interview of our times.
In the nicest possible way, did you enjoy being ugly for once? Because generally, like, you know, you're hot. It's
Oh, I think.
so it's being a witch, and now it was a little bit different.
There's so many ways it could go wrong.
It could have gone wrong, that. Thankfully, she quite liked it. This question, actually, maybe I will ask One Direction.
How quickly can you neck a pint?
Oh, pretty fast.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe we could make them do it.
Ooh, that's
What?
Well,
What?
We don't want
What could go wrong?
Yeah,
Me,
we don't
Fiona, One Direction, and some pints.
Maybe that should be the last question.
Yeah.
Once it's all
Let's
finished.
no. Let's
Okay,
not
no.
use that question.
Why?
There's better ones.
Okay. Last time One Direction were on Radio 1, they went to see Scott Mills. Do you remember this incredible moment?
What's your question, babes? There we are.
Why are you so fit? It's a good question. They don't know, it's science. The hashtag 1D on Grimmy with your questions. We'll put them to the boys tomorrow. And then we played One Direction, and tomorrow we are going to go and interview One Direction, and you're going to hear it on Monday morning on the Radio 1 Breakfast Show. Now, this isn't going to be a regular interview where it's me sitting down with them to interview them. I feel like it's a bit of a moment right now because they are on a break. They've just done their last big gig in the world, in Sheffield. And they are going to release the album, and then they're going to have a year off. So we wanted to make this interview a special interview, so I'm putting it all in your control. You are going to ask all the questions. I'm just going to facilitate this. The hashtag is 1D on Grimmy, and we are looking for 10 questions that they have never been asked anywhere in the world. So not like, what's your favourite food? Questions they've never, ever been asked. 1D on Grimmy. Now, yesterday we had, 93,000 questions. More, how many?
Last time I looked, I think it was 130,000 questions.
That was yesterday.
Yeah,
so yesterday, 130,000. That's insane. Fiona, you're going to have to go through all of those.
I've started going through them now. Yeah, busy. Got a busy day.
What's the most common question?
The common
Keep
question?
it clean.
Yeah. The most common question is about tattoos.
Right.
They want to know about certain tattoos on areas. And then it goes into, and the second most popular one is, how do you decide these things, which bits of the songs? That is the second.
Don't do that voice.
And why not?
Well, whose voice is that?
It's a One Direction fan voice.
Okay.
What?
Well, it's just a weird voice to choose.
Well, which voice do you want me to have then?
No, carry on with that voice then.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow we'll put those questions to the boys. We're only going to ask them 10 questions.
Make them good.
So they have to be incredible 10 questions.
And what's the hashtag?
The hashtag is 1D on Grimmy. Going to play track of the day right now. You're going to hear this all day.